Hello and welcome to yet another video session. This is Coach Constance. Today we are going to talk about the basics of end games. We'll look at the patterns in which we need to find the checkmate in the end game. So we have so many end games in chess. We have the queen's checkmates, the bishop's checkmates, the bishop and knight checkmates, even a checkmate with a pawn, the two knights mates, the rook mates. There's so many checkmates on the board. So today we're just going to focus on just checkmates on a pawn. So I have a position on the board that is finding the best moves for white. So when you in the end game where you have a pawn against a king, you need to put a king uh, in front of a pawn so that you're able to protect squares in which the pawn should be moving. So in this case, it's going to be king to e6. The other king moves, then you start pushing the pawn because your king is protecting so many squares. This square on d7, this king can't go on, the black king can't go on d7 because two kings can never be together. So you just push the pawn again, then you push the king and you promote the pawn. So you promote into whichever piece that you want to be promoted, either a rook, bishop, knight. But in this case, I mean, if you want to deliver a checkmate fast, it's to bring the, the queen. So here is another mate with the pawn white to play. So two kings are like far away from the pawn, but all you need to do is this king needs to move closer to your pawn so that when you reach somewhere here, you are still behind the pawn, not yeah, in front of the pawn, not behind the pawn. So king moves, again it moves, again it moves. So now the pawn will just start moving now freely. If the king moves to c6, the other king moves to, the white king moves to c4. If the king moves, maybe let's say b6 or back to d6, you just move your king to either b5 or d5 so that you continue cutting off your enemy king to open a path for your pawn to be promoted. This other one, it's similar with the first one, except you need to be careful because the king might just hide in the corner and then you might end up having a stalemate. So you don't go to the opposite side where is c6 because I think you can give an opportunity for your opponent to find ways of maneuvering around and hide. Push the pawn, same thing, promote the pawn to queen. White's move to checkmate, you need to start following your pawn so that you can protect it. This is not a stalemate, the king can move to f7. So all the time, make sure you are close to your either a pawn, a rook, a knight, but your king has to be close to your pieces so that you're able to protect your pieces. When lone pieces are easily captured, long pieces are very easy to capture. So in this one, they're trying to push the king away from squares where it can go to, and then allow your pawn to go all the way. So this pawn will go all the way up to the 8th rank and then gets promoted. So all the time, make sure your pieces are guarded with the king. Just push the pawn, the king, push the pawn, the king, push the pawn, the king, and it has a path to go through. If it comes, the black king comes on d7, you just push the pawn. It comes with a check and is protected by the other king. So these are the simple basic checks that you can deliver. Very easy. I know I'm playing fast in this video, but try to pause it. Just put the position on your board, on a chessboard, and then try to analyze it on your own. So the more puzzles you solve, the goodness about chess is that the more puzzles you solve, the better chances you have of finding winning combinations on the board. Then it becomes easier for you to win against anyone. So thank you for watching the video. We'll see you in the next session.